Missouri.
Okay, go ahead.
So he moved down to Kansas City with me, and he was trying to get his music career started, got a job, was doing a real good job, was paying me rent, and then he started drinking, and just that went too far, and he just, I don't know, he lost his head, man, and he was playing his guitar all the time, and that's cool. I don't have a problem with that, but my neighbors did. And then one night, there was a dispute. The neighbors were outside, and he went outside after the dispute and wrote Nazi on the ground of ketchup.
Who had the dispute?
The neighbors with us. They said that we were being too loud. I just got off work.
So they came to your door, or what happened?
Like, I got out my car, and there's all these people outside my apartment building.
So you coming from work, got out of your car, and as you were walking towards your home, you saw all these people.
Yeah, they were like, had my steps blocked, and they were talking about he was playing his guitar earlier that day, and they were mad because they had kids, and they didn't like it.
So what'd you all do?
Well, he came back, and I told him that the police were out there and that the neighbors were complaining about the music, and he went outside and wrote Nazi on the ground of ketchup.
Why do you think he did that? Were the people complaining blacks or Jews?
I don't think it was in that sense. It was, he was calling them Nazis because of their behavior towards us.
Oh, okay.
It was not anything like that.
Gotcha.
I mean, they misunderstood what he meant, but it wasn't a smart thing to do, and it got me evicted 2 days later.
Yeah, that will get you evicted.
Jail, too.
Yeah, put in jail, too. That's a hate sign.
Yeah, I don't know how they took it, but I guarantee it wasn't meant as a hate sign from him. Like, he is not, and like, that's not his angle on it. But it still got me evicted, and I had 10 days to get out, which was 2 days before my wedding.
More of Judge Mathis when we return.
So I was taking him to work for a little bit, and he lost his job and quit paying me rent. And like pretty much right after
I thought you had been evicted.
We were evicted, and we got a new place by the end of the month. So he came with us.
The man gets you evicted from your first place, and then you go and get him another place.
I still love the guy, man. I mean, this doesn't...
Right now?
Right now.
Let's dismiss this then.
Oh, no way, man, because
Hold on, Matt, Mike.
No way.
I see how far your love goes.
If you're in Chicago and would like to attend a taping of the Judge Mathis Show, call us toll-free at 1-866-3-MATHIS. Plaintiff Joseph Taub says after the defendant moved in with him, he started drinking heavily and got them evicted.
And people need to know, folks aren't playing that anymore. They ain't playing that racial bigotry, sexual preference bigotry, religious bigotry. They're not playing that anymore. That's why they have these hate crime laws, and they should pass them at Congress, but some have them statewide, where if you victimize someone because of their religion, their race, or their sexual preference, you'll be sentenced in addition to whatever the underlying crime is. So folks need to know that no one's playing that anymore. But why do you think he owes you for the rent?
Well, see,
I can see how he owes you for perhaps eviction costs, because you're saying, but for his activity, you wouldn't be evicted.
Well, then we had to move.
Right.
And he worked in walking distance, didn't have a vehicle. So I was taking him to work for a little bit, and he lost his job and quit paying me rent. And like pretty much right after
I thought you had been evicted.
We were evicted, and we got a new place by the end of the month. So he came with us.
The man gets you evicted from your first place, and then you go and get him another place.
I still love the guy, man. I mean, this doesn't...
Right now?
Right now.
Let's dismiss this then.
Oh, no way, man, because
Hold on, Matt, Mike.
No way.
I see how far your love goes. Let me hear from you before we get back to this rent and eviction costs he's suing you for. Let me hear from you, sir.
Well, basically, we were evicted because we all made noise complaints. We'd have loud parties, and we'd do laundry late at night, and so the neighbors would call, even when we were walking up our steps.
You do your laundry late at night?
Yeah, we worked opposing schedules to the people who lived in the area, and so when we'd work at night, we'd come home, get home at midnight, and have to do laundry for the next day, and go till 2:30 in the morning.
So you all were disrupting the neighbors, not because of the guitar, not because of the partying and the drinking, but because of the washing machine.
Well, that was part of it, yeah. And the music playing and partying.
And the folks, how many people you say were out there when you came home?
Oh, there was probably 8 or 10 people out there.
8 or 10 people stood in the door. So you're going to have to get out of here. That washing machine is too loud, isn't it? You got to move.
Believe it or not, that's actually truthful.
That's
I mean,
what I'm saying. I thought it had to do with the party. There's nothing to do with the partying.
oh, well,
it was
yeah,
the washing machine.
no, I mean, that was just office complaints, but what the incident that led up, what made us get evicted and what the corporation kicked us out for that owned the property was the incident that night with the ketchup on the sidewalk, and he was
All
talking.
right. It wasn't so much the washing machine. Go ahead, sir.
So basically we got evicted, and we had damages done to the property, and so that's not all my responsibility, and so that would be my only defense against it.
Is it true that you were evicted because of your actions?
Yes.
Well, you caused him to be damaged because of your actions. He would still be living there, would not have to pay eviction costs, would perhaps not have to pay the damages because when his lease expired and he was ready to move, he may have repaired it. So you cost him how much for eviction costs?
$1,443, sir.
So you were the direct cause of the eviction. He did nothing. So he shouldn't be a victim of your actions. So you're going to have to pay that entire amount. Now, what rent does he owe you for when he moved in with you?
When we moved out and he couldn't get to work no more, like he lost his job.
The new
from
property.
July to December of '06.
Did he pay?
He didn't. He just quit paying me. He hooked up with a girl that was real bad for him at the moment. She wasn't a bad girl, just bad for him. And he was drinking, and she was hooking him up with pills, and he lost his footing. And I mean, in December, he realized that he was messing up too bad, and just took off and moved out that day. Came into my work and said, "I'm out. I'm moving back up north."
Your witness want to speak? State your name.
Miss Emily Todd. And basically all I have to say is I was just witness to everything that occurred at the first apartment, first residence that night. And I was obviously there for the rest of it in the months to follow. But he had a lot of good things going for him, and he really...
Just curious, he didn't say anything good. What did he have good going for him?
Like Joe said, he is a very talented musician. We do both still love him very much. He's a good friend. He was always there for us to help. And
except for paying the rent.
Oh, well, yeah, except for that. And
get you evicted from the last place.
Right, and that was a big stress because we got, you know, hundreds of dollars.
He's a good witness for you. Very good witness for you.
Oh, we love him.
Thank you. You're a very good character witness for him. Now, sir, I don't know whether you should get all that money I was thinking about giving you. Your wife said he's a good man and he did everything he was supposed to do.
He cares about the people around him, man, but I mean, but that was bad. That was bad news. What he did was he didn't think about what he did at all.
Judge Mathis rules on this dispute shortly. Defendant Kurt Ulrich is being sued by his former roommate, who blames Kurt for being evicted.
Let's hear from him regarding the unpaid rent. And do you want to respond to their or his allegation that you were a pillhead by the time you moved out?
Yeah, I'm a drug addict.
Okay, good to hear that. You're not in recovery?
No, I am in recovery.
Oh, good.
Yes.
All right. Most folks who admit it are in recovery, so.
Yes.
Sounds like you're doing pretty well.
As far as the rent, I would say that I probably owe him 3 months' rent, but obviously I was kind of out of my head, and so any money I gave him, you know, that could be a complete fantasy in my mind.
All right. Well, sir, I'm glad you were honest for the most part today. You were just confused about whether he should share in those eviction costs, and perhaps because you don't quite know the law. And the law is if you are the direct cause of someone else's damages, that you must pay for their damages, and you're the direct cause of his eviction expenses, so you must pay for that. But sounds like you're on the route to recovery. What month? How many months has it been?
3 months clean.
3 months in. All right. Keep up the good work. $3,243 based on the defendant's testimony that he's not sure how much rent he owes you, but he knows he does. And secondly, that he is the one that caused you to be evicted. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.